Are we adequately
Okay, we're good? I think we're good.
so.
Hello. I'm Sarah.
I'm Paige.
And we are back to talk about knitting and what we've been working on. I feel like things have changed a lot since the last, like it's very different circumstances to the last time we were here talking about knitting, because if you remember the last time we were here, it was like greenhouse effect.
Yes.
Super, super hot. And now it's like in the space of a month, it's gone to like very overcast, moody winter vibes, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. I love it. I know I just said I was a bit sweaty, but we've got the heater on full blast and lots of people up here.
Yeah.
And also
a few spectators.
We've got a spectator, but it's the word for that.
Noisy, isn't it? Too noisy with the heater on?
No, I think it should be alright.
People can like suffer through that for our comfort.
We can test it for today. We need to find out one way or the other. But yeah, it's really cold. It's like, I don't know, averaging like 10, 12 degrees, I reckon, now in Melbourne.
'Tis the season for knitting, definitely.
Big time.
Yeah. So, yeah. Should start with, we are meeting on the lands of the Warranty people. It's a cooler nation, and it's good to be here. What are we drinking?
We're drinking chai. I will tell you this funny story. So, Sarah comes here, start the chai straight away. That's how it rolls.
Walk in, chai on.
Pretty much. We're drinking Monk's chai, which is a very spicy chai made somewhere in Melbourne, the mix. And then you buy it and then you make it up. Anyway, I always like to add a little bit of extra stuff to it, like honey, cinnamon, key cinnamon. I just pulled out a cinnamon-looking spice out of my spice drawer.
With a big C on the front.
Yeah. And I threw in so much. Like, I put a little bit on top, and then I was like, oh, it's like, normally they have on the top of the spice thing, like the half open thing, so you can really get a lot out of it. Couldn't get much out of there, so I fully opened it up, took out a teaspoon, whacked it in, put in teaspoons of cinnamon, mixed it, and then I got this whiff of something that wasn't cinnamon and realised I had thrown in so much cumin.
It smells so bad.
It smelled so bad. And then I thought, oh, you know, there's cumin anyway, maybe I'll throw in like double the amount of cinnamon. Tried that to salvage it, smelled it, still smelled like cumin. Tried to like reuse at least some of the leaves and just add more to it. Nah, the leaves stank like cumin. Like it was just a no-go.
It's like an unsalvageable situation. So.
Exactly. So now we have chai with lots of cinnamon. It's delicious. This is
so good.
One of my little handmade creations.
Look how beautiful this is.
So cute. One of the most beautiful glazes ever. It's from Gordon's place, which is where I do my pottery, and he stopped giving this glaze out because it runs heaps and it ruined all of his kiln shelves. And then this one is actually not made by me. I got this from a wedding because the girl whose wedding it was, she does pottery as well.
Stop it.
And this was like her wedding gift favour. She just made a
How
bunch
many
of...
did she make?
It was like a smallish wedding, so I reckon
still.
she made, probably still made like 30 or something. And they were all different. And my family has like little appreciation for these kind of things, so they gave me all of theirs. So now I have 4. But they're really cute, and I love the handle she does on them.
They're beautiful. Good pickup.
Do you want to start with your
thing? I'll start with my finished object, which is my Field Day cardigan by Ozetta.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Love it. Also love the buttons that you chose.
Thank you.
Also, is this double rib? No.
It's just...
What is it?
It's just rib. Oh wait, no, it's slit. No.
You
slit the last 2 stitches.
Oh.
So it's just rib. It's 1x1 rib.
Oh, it looks like
But it looks like...
It gives that vibe. Like that nice, neat finish.
You do it as you go, like it's part of the work.
I rate that.
It's just... I mean, it meant I had to choose the buttons as I went. Like I couldn't be like, oh, I'll knit it, and then as I'm doing the button band at the end, I'll choose buttons. You've got to work the buttonholes in, which is like a small price to pay to have this effect, which I actually really, really like.
It looks nice. It's seamless. It gives that vibe of the double. Is it double knitting? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the one that Florence does on her.
Yeah, but it saves you the hassle of. I mean, I still haven't done that cardigan because it just seems like a nightmare to pull back and to pick up like
you just need to commit an hour to it.
Yeah.
Just to like get it started. Once it's started, you'll be fine.
The other thing that's changed is I've just come off like a really hectic rotation at work, and so I'm much less depressed, much happier, much more time and joy for knitting.
Like an energy to commit into like social things. And
exactly.
Things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I haven't felt this happy for like a month or two, like a couple of months. I reckon. So.
Yeah. But yes, this is my field day.
It's gorgeous.
It is, the drop sleeve goes to like, it's quite long. It's like halfway down my arm. But it's cool. Like, I think this is her signature move, is that like the back seam is not on the shoulder, but kind of behind the shoulder.
It's nice though.
I really like it. I thought it would be too uncomfortable. Like, when I see other people make this style,
it makes me think you need to go in.
I was worried it would feel like that, but it doesn't. So yeah. Look, overall, I'm a bit like, it's not like a dazzling, amazing piece of knitting. Like, you're not like, it's not something that looks amazing, doesn't look impressive. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a standout piece. I understand,
but at the same time, I love this cut.
Yeah.
You'll get so much wear out of it.
I already have.
And
I've been wearing it so much.
I really like the fleck in it as well.
Yeah.
Like, the actual yarn looks nice.
Do you remember I was so dismissive about this yarn?
Yeah,
I was
you need to redeem.
I'm like, I feel like I owe this yarn an apology. I really like it. Like, this cardigan is
like,
like,
you need to even that out more. You
no,
trashed that yarn.
No, so like, I was a bit like meh about the project, like meh about the cardigan, very meh about the yarn, but I have worn this so much. It's so soft. It knit really nicely. And like, while I'm a bit like ambivalent about the project, I wear it so much that I think that's the true testament. It's like, it's so comfy. I throw it on over everything. It's warm. Because remember, I was like, it's not even that warm. It's warm, it's soft, it knit up nice.
Yeah, what more do you want?
It's pilling, but like not too much.
Also, I think the fleck, like...
It's just I feel like that even makes it look a bit too bright. Like, it's not too... It's just really nice. And it's pilled a bit, but given how much I've worn it, not that much.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Overall, I'm happy. Overall,
she's flipped.
It's really nice.
And even in terms of the knitting experience, Sarah definitely changed her mind, because I remember the first video we were here, she was talking about it. She talked about how much she hated it. And then she came to my house like a week later and just completely flipped. And she was still knitting it. So it's not just because she's finished knitting it. Like, she made that change somewhere in the process.
It was just like, maybe it's the acrylic makes it slippery, but it like it just knit easy. It was nice to knit. And I had to buy more. We had to do an order, and I had to order more. And I had one left over. I bought one extra just in case, and then I did crack into it. So I burst their ball. It's a later problem. But this is my field day. It's big. It's got a lot of volume in the back. I did it at a gauge. My gauge was a little bit off, but I kind of compensated for that.
Do you have pockets? No pockets.
No, I thought about it, but I'm like, it's so cropped.
I was just curious. I was just curious.
I thought maybe patch pockets would be cute, but then, I don't know, too late. Oh, I could sew them on, but...
Yeah, decide later.
Ship has sailed. I think I've moved on.
Yeah, seems.
Anyway.
I was going to say though, like, if you've already got a spare ball and you feel like adding pockets. Inside pockets? Nah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know.
I know it's too open and drapey.
Yeah.
Like, if you were always going to wear it closed, maybe.
Yeah, no.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I like the pattern. I don't often think I would make things twice. Like, unless I'm never really interested in doing that, but I would actually do this one. And I was thinking, like, in an alpaca, spring would be very nice. Like, super, super drapey.
I'm kind of vibing this instead of the April cardigan, maybe, for my lavender coloured wool.
Oh.
Because I like the drape of this. The April cardigan...
It's just a much more fitted cardigan.
Yeah. I think I like this. Like, I literally essentially want to make this type of cardigan. I'll show you. This is just one I bought from the store.
Off the rack?
Just off the rack. But, you know, like, this vibe. This vibe.
Yeah.
That's a vibe I want, but in lavender. And I've got the yarn. And
perfect.
I think
doable.
It's probably closer to what I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Cool.
But yes, this is my finished object. My gauge was, I think the pattern's 22 and I did 20. Yeah. So it's slightly bigger off gauge, but then I went down a size. Something like that. It's close to gauge. And I did a size small. I could go down a size, I think, if I was going to do it again. Because, like, she large.
You could, but I
But that's the vibe.
That is the vibe.
Anyway, feeling good.
Love.
Good winter vibes.
It's the vibe, and no, that's it. It's the vibe. I rest my case.
What have you got?
We didn't write a structure. We should have written a structure. Are we going to do finished objects, or should we go
That's all. That's my only finished object.
Okay.
No.
No, I've got some work in progress. I'll do my work in progresses real quick because they're the same work in progresses. I haven't done a heap of knitting since we last talked because, as I said, cue stressful work times. But I've made some really beautiful progress on the overlay sweater, the overlay vest I'm making actually, for my mum, and it's beautiful, it's soft, it's drapey, it's squishy, it's everything I wanted.
This is heaven.
It feels luxe, the price is also luxe, but it's worth it. And I think in terms of the pattern, I don't know if, I haven't had a lot of experience in knitting things in brioche. I found it quite easy to follow, but there are little things that I think I would have appreciated so far. So for instance, I had to figure out how to do the edges, and I think they look neat now, but it took me a bit of time to sort of get there. And I wish there was also some information about how to do like decreases and stuff, because it kind of just says to decrease and you just have to work it out, and I've never done it before. So that I will say, but I think the way in terms of how it says, you know, where to swap colours and stuff is really easy. And this is the first time I've knitted a big garment. I've done one brioche hat before. This is the first time I've knitted anything else in brioche. And it's also the first time I've ever done intarsia, and it's also the first time that I've ever done brioche in 2 colours. So a lot of new skills and still really manageable. I'll show you up close because I feel like it's worth it. So all my balls of yarn are still attached. So
we need to wrap it in foil.
We've got, oh my gosh, that's so dank. Anyway, I'll show you like the crossover points so you can sort of see, I can't even see like all the colours. But that's it. And then basically, interestingly, you'd think that all the colours have fluff associated, but for whatever reason, the background colour always has the fluff. So that's like the inside. And then the front has, like the front main colours only have the single strand of 4-ply, which I thought was interesting. I don't know why that's the way it is in the pattern. I mean, in terms of the finish, I think it makes the front colour stand out a little bit more against the background. I guess if it was all fluff, it would probably be a lot more halo-y, but it looks great, and like it just feels nice.
It's so lofty.
It's really squishy, and my mum likes things that are not too thick and warm. I always joke, I'm like, it's because you're menopausal, ha ha ha. Anyway, she jokes about it too, but basically, just in case people think I'm being a bully. So like, I think a vest in this lofty fabric is perfect for her. It's for Mother's Day belated. She knows I'm still working on it, and I love it. Like, look at that. Like, it doesn't even look like a knit. Like, it looks like
the fabric,
but it feels so nice and soft. So I'm very happy with how it's going.
Good like pattern.
Oh, and can vouch, if anyone wants to make this using scrap yarn, it's the perfect project. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but in terms of the amount of yarn, it's not actually that much because
it's so open.
Yeah, well, not just because it's so open, but because you're using different colors. So for instance, if you are using, I feel like I should check in the pattern, but basically, like maybe the main color, you might need a little bit, but for the other 2 colors, this is a very stash appropriate project.
Oh, I love that. Good tip.
Yeah.
Good tip.
So to the point where, like, you know, when you get like a lot of like hand dyed yarns, and they tend to be like a little bit pricey, and it would be really nice to use them for a full garment, but then it's a little bit expensive for that. I think it's a really good option if you want to try, like, you could do this with like a hand dyed fun speckly side bit or bottom bit or like front bit, and it would look really cool without being too intense.
Yeah, and like having to buy too much hand-dyed yarn.
Yeah, like
for a garment.
So stashable, like so stash appropriate. I think the finished project, I bought 1 skein of these, and I think I'll only need half a skein of this, half a skein of the blue, and then 1.5 skeins of the main color, which is not that much.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my long story.
Some little socks to go
I love it. Yeah, it's great. Do you want to feel it more?
It's so
perfect.
Nice.
I'm so excited about it.
Nice.
Do you want to do, how many whips do you have? Should we alternate?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, this whip, you might think, Sarah.
Yeah, where are we at? I'm curious.
That looks exactly the same as the last time you held it
No,
up.
I know what you've done, and I thought that's exactly what we agreed that you weren't going to do. We chatted about this.
I ripped the whole thing back.
Oh.
It was just so absurd. And I think I was looking back at the video, and on the video I was like, this is absurd. I mean, it's like this, except I chose it to be like, this is light. It was too much. So I ripped it all back. It took so long. Like the ripping back process.
Did you cry?
Almost,
tear.
Almost.
Can I just ask, because I always wonder, how was your experience of ripping back a mohair soft thing that...
Fine.
It was fine?
It was fine. Like,
And
even
then-
I feel like the ends of the row is like the hardest bit to rip back. Like, it kind of gets caught when you turn. But that wasn't an issue.
And
it
then
was
my
fine.
other question is, did you, like, after you ripped it back, did you soak it, block it or anything, or did you go straight into a ball?
Nope, I just wound it like...
Okay.
I'd spent so much time. I was like, I probably should care for it better.
I was just curious because I see on like this Australian Knitters United page, which I'm a big member of, people show their new garment where they've done that, they've knitted their new object. To be fair, it's not in this kind of stitch, like it'll be in like a plain stockinette and it looks really uneven.
Yeah.
And that's my fear.
Yeah. I think my saving grace was because I've knitted it on a larger needle.
Less
like,
crimpy.
It was less it was less crinkled. Crinkled?
Crinkled.
It was less crinkled, so it hadn't been in that way for very long. Like, I'd only been working on it for maybe a few weeks. So, I mean, it's still crinkled.
This is self-serving. I have a jumper that I've had, like, that I haven't ripped back yet. It's partially completed and I want to do it, and it's probably been there for 4 years, so it's probably going to be a different experience.
Different experience. And I've done that before, and you can tell, I think, when people are using yarn that is super crinkly and it looks really wonky. In this instance...
No, it looks good.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine. The main issue I've had actually is that I didn't even separate the yarns. Like, that would have been...
I absolutely feel like we shouldn't be doing that because I feel like it would be so knotty a mess.
Yeah, no, the main problem is when I knit with it, it's coming up at a slightly different tension because I've gone down a needle size as well.
Yeah.
So I'm now down on the needle size recommended for the pattern.
As one of them separating and being like this.
So it's kind
I
of,
hate that.
which is a bit annoying, which means every so often I have to just like break the yarn and like redo it. I mean, like it's fine. It just means I have to break the yarn, and we all know how I feel about that.
Oh my god.
And sewing in ends. There's so many ends in here. That's a problem for another day. So I've redone this. I'm at the exact same point as I was a month ago, except now it fits better. I think once it blocks, it'll be a good size.
You know what else? Low-key love it as a vest.
Yeah, I know, because, No, I want sleeves because I want this to
No,
be more cozy.
sleeve that, but like...
But I see the appeal in the vest version. Yeah. Guess what size this is that I'm doing?
Is that the extra small?
No. This is the child size 9 to 10 years.
Shush.
Yeah. I bought the junior pattern.
I have the junior pattern.
Don't tell me this!
No, the main thing is, because I was going to buy the adult pattern.
Don't buy the adult pattern.
Because I made one of our family friends, one of our friends' kids, the junior version. I made it for Mara.
Yeah.
I made her, look, she was like a newborn, so hers is tiny.
Yeah. So this is the size they recommend for a 10-year-old child. Like, I'm a big human. And
you know what? I'm just going to do the child pattern in a kid then.
Yeah.
Because I've already made it before too. Wait, but what about boobs? I don't think they really
it's
account
shapeless.
for...
There's no shaping in it. It's just a square thing.
There was no like... Because I don't know if mine had short rows. Oh, no,
Look,
it did.
To be fair, I'm using a bit of a combination of both. Like there's the neckline is a little bit different. The short rows are a little bit different. So I'm using the numbers from the junior size 9 to 10, but I'm using some of the instructions for short rows around the shoulder from the adult, but then subbing in my numbers. So like around the neck, it took a little bit of mental concentration.
You guys don't need to hear about this, but we need to chat later so that I can sort out what to do with mine.
In short, the thing that I think I'm just really annoyed because I'm like, you should be writing patterns that are like that allow flexibility. Like if your smallest adult size is so big that like, and I get it's a look, like this jumper is oversized, but I shouldn't have to buy a child's pattern to get a normal size fitting jumper.
I guess I'm a bit confused how this has happened though, because Anthea, one of our good friends, definitely has made a smaller and extra small. I mean, hers is oversized, but it's like, I feel like petite knits jumper patterns tend to err on the smaller side anyway, which is why it's confusing for me. Like for all of her garments, like per the measurements, I should be a size extra small. I always knit a size small because it fits me well.
Yeah.
So I now always just make a size small in her patterns, which is why it's weird that this one is the opposite.
Yeah, and like some of them, I guess, are designed to be more close fitting or like more normal size.
But I'm still talking about like the Sunday sweater is meant to have a lot of positive ease too.
That's true, and
I made a size small in that because I made both a small. Actually, I made an extra small, which I thought was a bit too small, and then I wanted like a more oversized, like chunky one, so I made a medium. Yeah. And I feel like I'm definitely a small, like I'm in between those two for a true size.
I just would like if I want to make it oversized, I want to make that decision. Like I want to size up. I don't want to be like, oh, you are this size, therefore you'll make one with 27.
Also, you're a tall woman. Like I feel like you know, not like having the smallest size fit is like what about like the people like Florence and stuff who are normally an extra small in all of her patterns?
Yeah, exactly. Like they would have to adjust or go down or something. So
anyway, weird.
I'm a bit off. On principle, I'm a bit off it. I'm loving it. It's looking great. I'm really excited to finish it because it's getting cold and I want this level of coziness in my life. But on principle, I'm unhappy with the sizing range. That's all I have to say about it.
Fair. You can get on here and have a little bit of a moment. That's fine. You can have a grizzle.
Yeah, thanks. What you got? What's next?
Oh, work in progress. Okay. So remember how I was like, I will procrastinate the last step forever because it involves changing a step? That is what I'm doing with this sweater. This is how much we procrastinated it. Excellent progress. It's finished. It is, essentially. But remember how I was like, nah, Steve's doing the arm. So
is that it? That's all you've got? You could be wearing this beautiful
jumper.
And
it's half bound off. I'm bound off half of the bottom. And I've still got to just do this much ribbing. Like, knit two together around the round and then do that much ribbing and bind off and then it'll be ready. But who knows how long that's going to take. But otherwise, it looks great. I feel like, do I try it on?
Yeah, let's look.
I think it's beautiful. Like
it's looking. I would just be so motivated to wear this.
Okay, but here.
I mean, I've been
depressed.
Like, I haven't been living your traumatic life experience.
Also, you have to keep in mind too. It's just I've got the needle stuck in because I've really half bound it off. And I haven't blocked it. So, and also I haven't cuffed this bit. But like, so cute.
Oh my gosh, it looks so nice.
Like, I'm obsessed with it.
I really like it.
It's beautiful. And like, imagine when it's blocked, like it'll be like, because blocking like makes all my stuff a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like the length is good. The sleeves are nice. I love the pattern. I love the color. Yeah, this is actually meant to be folded, but I'm going to keep it because I like the mock neck turtle. Anyway, I'm obsessed with it. Even though it's like,
I'm really excited for this to be a finished object.
Okay, fine. I'll finish it.
No pressure.
I'll finish it. So here's the other thing. Like, I am trying to like study and knit at the same time, and I can't study and bind off very well. And even like with the other project, I'm up to the arms. Yeah. That one I can now, but I'm up to the arms, and I'm like doing this but so slowly because I know as soon as I get to here, I need to change mojo, and so I'm kind of like selective when I knit. Like, I'm not knitting heaps, and then I also at the same time don't want to cast on another project because it feels naughty because I've got these ones that like I really should finish first. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm at.
I was watching a podcast. Her name's Brooke Willow. Oh, that's the name of the podcast.
Don't know.
Anyway, she has this rule because I think she's got a lot on her needles at the moment. She's like, for every 2 projects she casts off, she's allowed to cast one on.
That's too much pressure.
I mean, like, I think it's a good ethos. Like, it's a lot. I think it would be very restricting if you have a lot of projects.
But at the same time, we knit for joy.
This is true, and you should just knit what you want.
You should just knit what you want. I mean, knitting brings me so much joy, and this is a hard year. No, I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
Do what you want.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want. At one point, I was like, no, this isn't homework. This isn't a job. Like, I want to knit whatever I want.
You can just cast on all the things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it's a good pattern if you're concerned about the number of projects that you have?
Well, more than that, I just want to be able to
Yes.
enjoy it.
Yes, you want to be able to wear it.
That's why.
Time is now. The winter is
It's winter.
here.
We're here. It's cold. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's that.
I have one other whip, which is like, I haven't got very far on this, and I feel like I'm being really grumpy today.
Having another grizzle.
Look, this is just the Friday pullover by Petite knit.
That's beautiful. Did you show this last time? Maybe.
Probably.
Because I'm looking at that, I'm like, I want the adult version. It's cute.
Careful what you wish for. I don't enjoy this stitch. It's not been a pleasurable knit.
No. What
No.
stitch is it?
Like broken rib. I think
I
it is.
love broken. I don't like knitting broken rib.
Oh,
I
hate knitting it.
detest
Like
knitting it.
The look.
But the look is gorgeous.
The look is gorgeous. It has been such a slog.
Yeah.
Oh, I finally finished the body. It killed me because they say like you have to knit longer than you want it to be because it will shorten. And I was just like, I had to knit more of this. Like, oh, like it'll stretch out. Looks real cute. I'm really excited to finish it for my little niece, but it's not a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knitted a scarf in this rib because the inside, is it there? Oh, I think it's slightly different, but a very similar stitch.
Yeah.
I knitted a whole scarf, and you can imagine, like the turning. Oh, I hated it so much.
Yeah. This one I'm just doing in Bellissimo 4-ply, which is a 100% extra fine Australian merino. It's not showing up very well, but it's a superwash good for bebés. It feels like a slog, and it feels like there's times where I'm like, I have to work on this. Like I just have to get this done, and which is not what I want my knitting life to be. But these are the choices I have made, and now I must live with them.
This is true. Once it's over too.
Yeah, and then I can know that I will never knit that pattern again.
Totally.
But anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that one. There's not much to say about that. Yeah.
Do you have any more whips?
So I've got one which is like, it's barely a whip. It's kind of like
talk about
a cast on. It's more an opportunity, I think, for me to show some, like an acquisition that I've forgotten to show a few times. But
Wait, was I part of this acquisition?
this was
OG?
our Ukraine. This was the Ukraine order.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when Knitting for Olive did their once a year, all profits go to
A charity.
and this year it was the Red Cross supporting Ukraine. We put in an order and I ordered some yarn, and I bought the soft silk mohair in the colour Dusty Sea Green.
Beautiful.
And the merino 4-ply in the Dusty Artichoke. So bought these two to hold together because I feel like I'm so late on the sage trend. Do you feel like there's just so much sage going around?
I love that though. I was literally just then as you're holding it up, I was thinking, damn, I want that. Like I'm adding that to my list of things I will eventually buy.
I've got to confess, the merino, I'm a bit like, it doesn't feel great.
No, and okay, I feel a bit, you know I'm ride or die, like Florence. I love her like so much that it's hurting me to say this. I don't know. No, I think what she loves about it is how thin and light it is for her summer garments, and I get that. But I think as well in Australia with merino, we are so spoiled here for choice that it's not my favorite merino. The colours, incredible.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, they have the best colours. But in terms of the actual yarn and merino itself, it feels very, 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 very thin, and it's not the nicest compared to some of the stuff that I've knitted from here.
Yeah.
But the colours, I get it. I do.
It's a nice yarn, and the colour selection is like you choose it for the colour selection essentially.
Absolutely.
And that's what I chose this for, and also because I wanted to try it out.
And the matching with the mohairs often is like the best, and mohair selection in Australia is very tricky. Like it's very limited here.
So it was nice to try it and experience a famous yarn combination.
Exactly.
That being said, when you hold them together, I think they transform. Like I think them together is greater than the sum of their parts.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I just started seeing this. Oh, okay, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Look at that stitch, is stunning.
So
I'm dying. Okay, so I'll shut up.
I mean, this is barely a whip. It's basically a cast on, but I wanted to talk about the yarn. So I have cast on the Cargill sweater by Rebecca, who is the Crayobayer.
Okay, off mic, you need to send me this pattern because I'm obsessed and I might make it because it looks like trees. I might make it in the same yarn combo. I literally just like, I don't want to swear on your podcast because I know it influences some algorithm, but like, I know I just talked a whole bunch of, you know what, about this yarn. But oh my god, like, okay, just hold it up really close.
No, anyway, I'll show you the start. Yeah, so basically,
like real close. Like, look at that stitch.
This is like, it's called a dip stitch.
I feel like it doesn't like properly, Sarah. like they like look like little evergreens, and we don't get evergreens in Australia, so it's really exciting to have evergreens. That looks beautiful.
So yeah, really, I love this pattern a lot. It's been one I've been eyeing off for a while, and I was like, opportunity to buy beautiful yarn, opportunity to celebrate that beautiful yarn in a pattern. It's like a top-down raglan sweater, so like basically it's barely a cast on, but
oh my god, but I love it. Can I just say as well, sorry, I know I'm just thinking about future WIPS. Imagine this, but in that yarn, like that yarn, the sweet pea really drapey yarn, and like if it just sat with a drape.
Yeah.
Careful.
I'm enjoying the combination of the two colours together. Now, like we've talked about the fact that you like your merino and
I like them to match perfectly, but
I like a little bit of contrast.
I would make an exception for this. I think for this it looks really good because it adds like a bit of shadowing and like definition to the pattern, and the fact that there's such a nice stitch here. Yeah. It makes the tree stand out more. So I rate this. I would do the exact same combination. In fact, we might have the exact same sweater.
Oh my god, that would be so
eventually.
Cute. Yes. Yeah. So like this, I brought this along as a sample. So she initially
beautiful
released the Cargill as a pullover, but then she did a release of like it as a cowl, as a charity release. So for people who didn't want to make a jumper but enjoyed this stitch pattern. This was kind of like my wearable swatch. So this was just using up scrap.
Is it a tricky stitch?
No.
Okay, that's really
it's a 4-row repeat, and so this is, and it's so squashy, which I think is like obviously the charm of it. But so this is the cowl which I did first, and I like wearing this with coats and things.
Gorge. Yeah, beautiful.
And it's going to turn into, I'm going to have a jumper version as well.
Beautiful. I love it.
It got dark.
It did. I'm wondering, in terms of lighting, the lighting in the camera still looks okay. Alternatively, I don't have a ring light, but I have a study lamp light that we can flash this way.
I think we're fine.
But I think we're okay.
I think we can go.
We'll just
carry on.
I've only got acquisitions left.
That's it. I'm out. That's all I got.
Okay.
Take it away.
Well, I'm going to start off with my most exciting acquisition. So I don't know if you remember. I don't remember if I talked about it last time, but we made another order from Garntopia.
No, we didn't. We hadn't talked about it because it was the same order that I had to buy the rest of this yarn.
Okay, so Sarah had to buy the rest of this yarn. I love Garntopia because they have such a good range of different Norwegian and European yarns that are really hard to stock here.
Yeah.
I didn't really need anything from them, but again, I was going through a difficult time. I have a really unhealthy habit of, it's not unhealthy, actually, you know, I'm in a position very thankfully that even though I, you know, like probably shouldn't purchase as much yarn as I am, it's a little treat now and then is really nice. And also, yeah, it cheers me up a lot. And I was using it as like a bit of a clutch to get me through the last month or so. So, I've always really wanted one of the Petite knit project bags so badly, and all the cute ones on her website are always sold out. I really liked the floral one, and I loved the check one, and I think the check was my favorite, and they were all sold out. And then for whatever reason, I don't know when, Garntopia might have restocked or whatever, but they had them suddenly, and I thought, what a great time. So I did my classic thing, posted it on Australian Knitters United, asked who else wanted to get involved. There was one other girl who was keen, who lives in South Australia, and I thought this was really sweet. I don't know if I've told you this, but essentially she's from South Australia. She's moved from Norway to South Australia, lives in like the Barossa Valley, stunning by the way, but she was dismally disappointed by the lack of yarn choice compared to in Norway, obviously, where she was from, in the Barossa Valley. Fair. South Australia is like outback vibes. It's very hot. It's not knitters country.
No.
No.
Not at all.
It's deserty vibe-ish.
Desert with like nice wines.
Yeah, desert, nice wines, right? So not a whole heap of choice. So she was keen, and she went ham to the point where, I didn't tell you this, but they had 2 boxes and one whole box was just her stuff. I think she ordered about 30 balls of wool, and I was so stressed about getting it to her. But she was really lovely and easygoing. Because it can be hard coordinating. People think that you're trying to rip them off or whatever. And I was sort of like, messaged her and said, look, like, honestly, like, the shipping might be a bit more to get to you. But she was so easygoing. Like, I was just going to like shout the rest of the shipping because she was so easygoing. And as soon as I said I'd shipped it, she just randomly transferred me more cash to cover the shipping and stuff. Like, she was very kind. And it was just really nice.
Nice community.
I know, it was honestly, I think I was just so excited to, we were talking about like Petite knit patterns, and she was telling me about what she's going to be knitting with her new yarn. I think I just got really excited about finding someone else also in Australia who has a similar hobby. Anyway, she's knitting the Jenny sweater out of all of her stuff. I also got to ogle over all of her yarn as well, which unfortunately, like, it's all sent to her already, so I can't show you. But she bought alpaca from Sanders Garn, which was
that was really nice.
It was stunning. It's like 1 or 2 ply, like it's really thin lace weight, but it was soft, it was fluffy, and I think the idea is you hold it together with something else, kind of like a mohair, but less fluffy than a mohair. And I'm really keen to try that next time. Like, I'm sure it won't be my last order from them, so we'll give that a go. Very excited. It was gorgeous. And then she also bought some other Sanders Garn yarn, like in just like a solid basic color and like jumper quantity.
Yeah.
In terms of the things that I got, as I said, I got the project bag.
It's so large. It's so nice.
Huge, but it doesn't, I don't know how to explain it.
Big.
Like with me, it doesn't feel, it kind of looks huge, but it doesn't feel too big.
It doesn't feel absurd.
But I got the extra large because I just figured like, go hard or go home.
All of your WIPS to keep in there.
This holds, I mean, you saw this has 2, like essentially 2 full jumpers in here.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a lot. And look how much, like, there's so much remaining room.
Like, you're only half
I'm only
full
half full. I've got a full jumper and like a good going whip. I've got some needles. I've got like my pattern in here in paper form. It's got little pockets. And then the drawstring is like, it's not flimsy. Like, I don't know how to, it's got structure to it. So when I pull the drawstring, it doesn't fully close. Originally I found that kind of annoying. Like, I was like, why is it like that? But now I like it because look how nicely it sits.
Yeah.
And now I just keep it all together in here on my couch in the lounge room with my housemates. And it doesn't look messy. It doesn't look like a thrown around, just ugly bag. It just looks nice. And I love the colors on it. And funnily enough, these colours are like the same as the overlay that I'm making for my mum. But I'll just like show you closer. It's gorgeous, and yeah, I love it. It also tempted me. I kind of wanted to buy like the labels and stuff, but they're actually a little bit expensive, and I couldn't justify it. It ended up being like equivalent of about $8 per label.
What?
Which, yeah, I might recalculate
for like
it.
a twill label.
Yeah, just for the cotton label to like put on garments and stuff.
Yeah, it's a cute look.
It's cute, but like I didn't think it was quite worth it, so I left that behind. But I'm very happy I bought this. It ended up being probably about $90 Australian, which, I mean, Sarah reckons it's expensive. I think it's pretty good. We look different.
I think the value it's created for you, like, it's worth it for like the joy that it just.
I think the joy factor so high, and I use it all the time. Obviously, I think if you're looking at it from like could I make this myself at home? And Sarah's a very good seamstress. This has quilting and stuff in it. This is just not something I'm going to make. Probably economically not there, but the design and stuff very worth it for me. I would pay like. They charge a lot more for these kind of things in Australian yarn shops, so I thought it was very well priced.
Yeah, no, that's true.
The other thing, I'll just finish off because this is from the same order. So while we were ordering from them, I really want to make this Ingrid sweater that Sarah has, and I love the one that Ingrid herself has made, and I wanted the same color and combo, and I thought, I love her so much, I'll just buy the same yarn. So I did. I bought the Izia, is it Jensen or Jensen? I'm
gonna
not
guess
sure.
Jensen. Don't know.
It's the same yarn that she used in the same colour. This is it. Anyway.
And it's like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's an 8-ply, but it's like on the thin end of an 8-ply.
Yeah, but interestingly, it's not what I expected. It doesn't feel very soft. It feels a bit rough.
I think the mohair will save it.
It's, to be fair, I think it's very much got that like rustic feel, and it'll have a lot of warmth and structure to it.
It looks rustic.
So
in like a good way.
Yeah, like it still feels, even though it feels rough, it feels like quality, and it's got like a slight mild, like different colours in it. So it's not all just one colour. It says it's 100% pure wool from Denmark. Hand wash, cool. This is in the colour 6S, and then I bought the corresponding mohair in 6S as well, also from Ozetta, because that's also what she used, and I wanted them to match beautifully. But I bought it, you know who I am. But I actually bought it from my local yarn shop here from Sunspun, and I haven't picked it up yet. I've just got like a big click and collect order, and I just keep adding to my pile because I bought the Pom Pom magazine to get the pattern for overlay, and it's there as well, and I've just been using the electronic version. It's a little bit, when I say local, it's still like a good 40-minute drive, so I'll pick it up all in one go. I'm not in a rush for it. It just worked out to be a little bit more economical from there, and like compared to getting it from Garntopia, interestingly. And also I wanted to support our local place because it's a small yarn store.
Nice. Ooh, oh my gosh, we'll have so many matching things. We'll have matching Cargills, matching Ingrids.
I'm sorry.
I love it. No, this is the dream.
We've just got good taste. Also, I've been working on my yarn storage, like vacuum sealing a little bit, and I bought these like IKEA zip boxes to organise it a bit more, and huge difference. Yeah. Do you have any more acquisitions?
No. There's one more thing that I was going to talk about. I reckon you should do your last acquisition.
Okay.
And then it's like a little off-topic thing, but you do acquisition.
I have a very exciting acquisition. I keep talking about Australia's Knitting Unite. You know what's so funny as well? I actually got a badge. Did I tell you this?
Oh, like top contributor.
Yeah! I got a notification saying top contributor, which is hysterical because I actually, as much as I talk about it, I'm more of a stalker than I'm a poster. So I posted just about making an order.
Oh,
this
so
time, a previous time. Yeah. I've never otherwise posted. I don't comment. But I got a badge.
Reflection on the activity of the
I think it's because everyone else is keen for it.
Yeah,
I just get high engagement on my post because everyone wants to buy yarn from me. Anyway, someone on there was selling their hedgehog fibers yarn, and they had the picture, and the picture just looked so appealing and beautiful. And I've heard about hedgehog fibers before. I've been keen to try it, and then I thought, I wonder how expensive it is, and I looked, and oh my gosh, it's like heartbreakingly expensive. It's like $45 per skein, which is so painfully expensive. And this lady she had been to Scotland and bought it directly, like when she was overseas. So she bought it for a little bit cheaper, but still expensive. I think it's about €30 there, so it's like equivalent essentially per skein. And essentially it's fingering weight wool, so it'll go far-ish. And I just thought I'd buy them, take them off her hands. I think she sold me the lot for $150, which works out to be about $30 per skein. Nice. Which is nice.
And they're so beautiful. You didn't show me beforehand.
They're gorgeous. I'm dying over how beautiful they are. So I've got 3 colours, 1 skein of each of Boombox and Zephyr. I will show you these. And then 3 skeins of Birthday Cake. Sorry, she paid €27 because the price is still on here. So this is Birthday Cake. I'll show you up close. Where's the label? That's the label that says Birthday Cake. And then that's the hedgehog fibers
Good.
label. It's made out of 100% merino, hand dyed.
Ooh.
Made in Ireland. And that's just the colour. It's just cool. And you guys know I'm a sucker for these purpley lavender pastel tones, in case you couldn't already tell. So there are 3 of them.
It's really pretty.
Essentially I'm thinking 3 of them that could go a far way. That's
I've tried to convince you of this before, that you should make a lento.
What's a lento?
It's like, it's by Lena from Magazine People. They have a pattern for just a top-down raglan, but it's on a wider stitch gauge.
I don't know if I have that. You can show me.
I'll show you. I don't know, like if you were just going to do a plain
maybe
pullover with this yarn
Maybe.
and a mohair,
well,
it would be enough.
This is almost 1200.
Oh, you probably
which
do
is a
anything.
jumper quantity,
Perfect,
so that's
perfect.
fine. These two, okay, so this one's Boombox, I think.
I think that's my fave.
It's obviously more hectic, but it's very exciting and fun. And then this one is Zephyr. You can have a look at this closer while I'm showing this one. And this one's Zephyr, which I just wanted like a basic, like cream with like speckle in it. And this has that. It's gorgeous.
What are you going to do with these?
I'm not sure. However, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of patterns recently on my feed of like things that have like stripes, or they basically combined two different colors where they have like a main color and an accent color, where the main color is like the same. So like maybe like a cream and this.
And you do stripes.
And you do stripes.
Yeah.
And then it also makes it less intense, because I think this will give that liney appearance of speckling that sometimes I'm not about. Alternatively, I could do something similar, like, you know how my overlay sweater has like, I was like, imagine this as an overlay sweater and just have like the main color. It's kind of hard to explain, but you know, like the main block in this, and like the front of it, the front color with this, and then the background color of that bit,
like a
neutral color, and then just like two plain colors. So it's kind of like
what
an
a great
accent.
Celebration of a beautiful, like you only need like one ball of really, really nice yarn,
heaps.
and you get a beautiful top.
Yeah, and you get to really appreciate it without doing a whole garment in a hectic boombox.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like it would be a lot as a whole thing.
So I'm very excited. I'm not set on project yet, but something like that where it's like an accent for these
Love
ones.
it.
I don't want to waste it on like and it's not a waste, but I don't want to like, you know, make something that I care less about, like a beanie or like something.
But you might not.
I want to still use it for a garment because I wear garments the most.
Makes sense. Good pickup.
I'm so hyped about it. When it arrived, again, I know I keep referencing this, I was having a really bad day. It was a low day, it came in the mail, opened it, and just pure joy.
So I feel like you've earned it.
I will warn you guys, there'll be much fewer acquisitions going forward because
you're less
because I'm more emotionally stable.
Work isn't traumatizing.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah. I have one last thing I want to talk
about,
which
go.
is
yes, I love this. This is like this is my favorite thing.
So, we're both. This is a knitting hack / study hack, which has kind of transformed my last 12 months. We're both studying for exams, and
I can't believe we're talking about this, but I actually love it, and I think it's so relevant.
Okay, so the way that I study for my exams is I need to get through a lot of content really quickly, and so I'm using online I'm using a program on my computer where I write flashcards, and then I need to review flashcards. For me to go through my flashcards, I essentially need to click like the yes button, like the correct, like yes, I got the flashcard right, or no, I got the flashcard
Have you
wrong.
told your followers what you do?
No, I'm a GP trainee, so I've got my final GP exams in less than a month.
And for reference, the reason why we're using flashcards, I thought it's important to say, because people might ask, why are you using flashcards? What are your exams? So we both work as doctors, and the learning process is ongoing, and we kind of have exams.
That lifelong learning.
Yeah, but the exams honestly are pretty, like, almost never ending. Like for a few, like for a couple of decades maybe, like after you finish med school and those exams, you might still be doing exams. Probably will still be doing exams. So it goes on for a long time.
What, like it's hard?
There's a lot of memorization, and for whatever reason in the medical community, it's very, very, very common to use a program called Anki, which is a flashcard program. It's actually based on like a Japanese learning system, which I don't know if I'm just, you know,
and I think
really dumbing this down for people, but it's basically a way of going through flashcards on your computer, so it's kind of quick to make, but it's got an algorithm in it, which means that the flashcards appear at a particular time, depending on, when I say time, like days, weeks, months, minutes, based on how many times you get them incorrect and things. And it's a really effective and efficient way of learning things quickly, and people use it pretty much from med school. So it might seem random depending on who the viewership is to this video. Look, but when we tell our mates, it's kind of ingenious. Anyway. Okay,
so Anki is really good because you need to see a lot of information really quickly, or flashcards really good. But I'm sitting at my computer and I'm saying like, yes, I got the flashcard right, or no, I got the flashcard wrong, and I want it. And so I really need to just have a kind of a yes/no system. But I also want to, because I am like so fixated in multitasking, I want to be knitting while I'm reviewing flashcards, because I'm like, I don't need my brain to knit, but I need my brain to study, but I need my hands to kind of keep turning the flashcards over. So instead what I did was I bought a computer foot pedal. This is one I just bought on like eBay or something. I think it's designed for gamers.
It is. It's like, to find it, how I found it, because I bought one too after Sarah told me and I've used it. It's a gamer pedal, and people do it so that they can be better at their games, because they can react more quickly, because they have, it's like having an extra hand essentially.
Yeah. But because I don't need, so it's great because essentially it means I can use my less dexterous feet to drive my Anki. So I set one up as like correct and one pedal as incorrect, and then it has freed up my hands so I can knit and study simultaneously, and I credit my entire passing of my last set of written exams down to this boy.
I love it.
It's a real niche hack, but I think anything where you have like basic things that you need to do on a computer with only a few simple kind of gestures, this is a good thing. Like even if you like reading a book, just like setting up one of the foot pedals to be like next page or back page. And I mean, like, you're probably spending more time on a page, so it's less annoying. But as a tool, this is the best thing ever, and it's got me through my exams. And I just wanted to share this little gem with the knitting and also studying community Venn diagrams.
100%. Also, you can program the 3 pedals to whatever keys you want on your keyboard. So depending on what your work is, or your study is, or your hobbies are on a computer, it could be very useful.
Oh, the sun's just come out. But yes, this was my little study hack, and I just wanted to share it with the world. It's been good.
I rate it. It's like such a dorky, geeky thing. Like my housemates and friends make so much fun of me over my gamer pedals that I use so that I can do Anki while knitting. But it's great. I actually haven't used mine in a little while. But
yeah, but you're still in like the establishing learning phase, because your exams are for a while.
But also, like, I think, studying's boring, and Ankis can be mind-numbingly boring. And the concept of doing them, like, I can just imagine that I would sit there, because you sit and knit for ages, happily. So I can imagine that you could do that and also do Ankis and be happy.
I think it was good because it kept me doing my Ankis for longer.
Yeah.
So that was good. That's my little tip for today.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great tip.
And I think probably the reason I've been so productive recently is because I have had so much study. And so...
Isn't that funny? I mean, another thing that I like doing, which, Sarah's tip's better, but another thing that I like is I've been watching lectures and knitting at the same time on my computer, which I really like, because after work, studying makes me want to die sometimes. And having like
a little treat
of knitting, it's very passive learning, and sometimes passive learning is better than no learning. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So recommend.
All right, I think the sun's getting to a bit of an awkward spot, and I've not got anything else to talk about.
Neither do I.
So we'll wrap it up, but thank you for listening to us. It's good to be back. And
thanks for listening. Bye. Is it awkward that Bisha's here watching us do it? I feel a little bit self-conscious. Great. Can you put on like noise cancelling headphones or something, please?
Don't judge
us. Or just like wear them and pretend they're on, so that we feel self-conscious.
That's what it is, and I'm wearing my half and half triangles wrap, which is a free pattern by Pearl.